instrument to smile and nod at you, one traveller to another.
Ho there, fellow traveller, Luronta. Looking for some cheer to lighten the mood of this grim city? Good question, Callisti. I'd have to say my most Drita music is the sound of a beautiful woman reciting the ballads of Belegar. And not what you expected, perhaps, but I hear enough singing in my own head, huh? Well, Rava, at some point long ago, I decided poetry had but two purposes: to quicken the people's rivers of tears, or to stave them. Look around you. You'll find fear and longing and desperation. What good is a bard's solemnity in a city besieged by void and divided by war? My privilege and my duty is to remind the people of Arx that there's blue sky and shimmering sun beyond the clouds. Of course, and glad to. My words shall lift your spirits, make no mistake. But I need to pay my way, so I'd ask for a little gold, if you have it to spare. What do you say, Rava? Sure, Loronta. I will be here, should you wish to hear a poem.
I hear water. At least, I hope it's water.
Yet another fresh thing. My word, the mansion's positively overrun with foreign folk on this most inauspicious of Lucian's days.
He catches himself and scrapes his throat in a brief moment of embarrassment.
I do apologize if I came across as impertinent just now, and I hope you'll forgive my unabating boldness when I assume Milady has come here in search of an audience with either Lord or Lady Kem. I'm afraid I can't accommodate you with the opportunity to have a word with Milord Kem at this precise moment, Milady. Milord left early in the morning in pursuit of business, and he hasn't yet returned. I'm not privy to the details of Milord's ventures, but I gather his outing pertains to his office as Grand Master of the Paladins and the ousting of certain firebrands from the city. A most noble task, I'm sure. Unless I'm quite mistaken, in which case I once more apologize profusely, you'll most likely find Milord in the immediate vicinity of the Magister headquarters. The Magisters, in case my previous sentence lacked clarity, being the firebrands I alluded to. Who? Haven't seen him in a long time. Milord took quite a shine to that cat of his, though. Quite a sight to see the great Lord Linda Kem fawning over another man's cat in the back garden. Oh, gracious, her? I truly hope you are not in cahoots with that brazen peddler. Well, she's in the dining room. Lady Kem is having tea in the drawing room over in the north wing. I'm quite certain a person as obviously well-travelled as yourself will have no problem drifting in that general direction should she deem it fit to do so. Oh, I meant, of course, the lizard excellencies that have sought shelter under this esteemed roof in the aftermath of the dreadful attack that was inflicted upon the Imperial Consulate. It saddens me to say there are a number of deaths to mourn, but no doubt we all rejoice at the survival of the nobles. After all, a mere clerk is so easily replaced, wouldn't you say? As you so rightfully point out, milady, quite unlike a butler. Yes, do please excuse me, for I've a party of dignitaries to attend to. They've an appetite for an aperitif, and the port, needless to say, does not pour itself.
Come out, wherever you are. come out wherever you are.
I hope everything is to your utmost satisfaction, milady.
A delicious blend. I envy the lady's brewing skills.
I don't know that I have ever seen Lady Kim with her husband. Unusual, I should say.
I fear is far too busy with his little coup. Perhaps he may find... Oh, a fellow noble. Such a dignified carriage could belong to no other. It's a delight to greet someone of my own station. Not that I would judge these present plebeians. They are here by invitation, of course. People like them keep the city's wheels turning and its boats afloat. Magicians among us, truly. An afternoon of hot tea and warm recitations is the least I can offer them.
I'm working here. Leave me be.
For heaven's sake, would you please... Oh, ever so sorry. I thought you were that rotten butler about to warn me once again to take the ocular, not the tactile approach. I swear I've a mind to beat him to death with the nearest dictionary I can find.
Lord Ahu is missing. Well, I'm afraid I can't enlighten you as to his whereabouts. The keeper of the cathedral's roamings are a mystery to me, as they are to most. I did see my husband in the garden earlier this week, cozying up to Lord Ahu's cat. Perhaps Ahu asked him to look after the beast during his absence. As such, my husband might know better than I.
Because that little snob thinks me unworthy of being in his precious lord's mansion, appraising his precious lord's collection of antiques. Just you try judging the state of a Vedistian armoire if you're not even allowed to rummage through its drawers.
I found you.
Oh, he's all blood and battle, all right. Until you show him a Ferolian snuff box or an ancient imperial fainting couch, then he's as giddy as a cat in a field of catnip.
Not a chance.
He knows very well I'm the best in the business. Asked me to value his collection personally.
Every citizen of Arx gets at least one invitation to tea every year. We all deserve a taste of luxury from time to time, do we not? I may live in a resplendent mansion, but I still share my riches, one lucky guest at a time. A pity my husband couldn't make it. He has his hands full, you see. Why, I barely ever see him myself.
Lady Kem's bright cheeks fall and her jaw goes slack. She is lost in thought for but a moment, however, and puts on a brave and regal face.
But I think you'll find present company more than adequate. Tea time is such a delight.
I'm merely appraising the many antiques gathered in here in this beautiful mansion.
Come out wherever
A roguish little smile suddenly plays upon her lips.
What else would I be doing? My, you do drive a hard bargain, don't you? Very well. Consider yourself invited. Now listen closely. Rumour has it that Lord Kim's mansion is built upon a massive vault in which he hides his true valuables. His entire house is but a smokescreen for the real treasure hidden underneath. I've had no luck so far in locating this fabled vault, but if you do, I swear the entire hoard is yours. No questions asked. All I want in return for this information is a trio of curios that is said to be kept inside. The portrait of the divine, the cup of kings, and the scroll of eternity. Everything else is yours. A most satisfactory arrangement.
She shakes her head apologetically.
There are only whispers of a vault and quieter whispers still of what it may contain. But at least you know now that it's there. Probably. Highly interesting. And highly valuable. Perhaps even quite out of your league. Anything else?
Yes, indeed. Why, a lady without a proper tea set is no more useful than a party without a hostess. As long as you choose the most delicate leaves and brew at the proper temperature, you're destined for luxury. Would you care to try your hand at it? I have 3 varieties, each as aromatic as the last. I've no doubt you could brew a delicious cup.
Shall soon require food. We should be ready.
Again! This time I'll find you. First time.
Not a chance, Egbert. You'll never find me. I saw Daddy with some weird-looking cat in the garden. I think he was even talking to it. He called it Archew, I think. Anyway, I asked if I could pet it, but Daddy shooed me away.
Yes, a classic green from the ancient kingdom Zia Valley. I'm sure you know the place. The plant's last week is spent in shade, which gives the leaves a sumptuous, nutty flavor. Certainly. Oh, I love this white tea. It's so sweet. The buds are plucked when they're so young they've barely felt the wind. Certainly. So interesting. It is pure and black, grown in the eroded highlands, yet you'd swear it had been mixed with ginger and honey. You like it spicy. I know you'll enjoy this sample so much you'll come back wanting more. Well, do make the most of your visit, and be sure to stroll through the gardens. I have quite a green thumb, you know. I planted every bulb and scattered every seed myself.
Shh! She'll find me.
Come out, wherever you are.
Shh! She'll...
Come out, wherever you are.
I want no trouble from you. This job is dull, and I'd like to keep it that way. I might be bored, but not so bored that I watch every passer-by. You should take this question downstairs.
I bit the Master Kim, I did. I could have sworn it was another man in a master suit, but it weren't. Now I'm in the doghouse like the humans say. Oh, I couldn't help it. I swear, it came all smelled like when the garden man cuts down a decayed tree, like he was using flowers to hide the rots. Only nudging and tail wag the next time, I promise. No licking, though. I don't want to taste the rot again.
My esteemed lord, the Red Prince, you should speak to Lady Vicra, your highness. She has been eagerly anticipating your arrival.
My word, the Red Prince. A moment of your time, please, your majesty, if you can spare it.
What say you? Have we time to spare? Very well. By all means, milady. Speak.
It's about Sadha, my prince. I met her in our empire's consulate here in the city. She is pregnant with your offspring, but in mortal danger as well. Voidwoken swarmed the consulate. Flames engulfed all. But even then, the Dreamers stood by her and tried to take her into the Sanctuary of Dreams. Go to her, your majesty. Find her and safeguard her. For her sake. And that of your children.
My. Unless I've gone quite colorblind, you must be the Red Prince. The Lizard Consulate is gone, I'm afraid. All that survives of it is what I managed to take with me. Care to see... Our consulate may be gone, but I will not let us be reduced to utter beggars. I merely do what is necessary to fund our ongoing diplomatic efforts. It was quite terrible and wonderful, my prince. Slaughter, death, opportunity. We were gathered there in anticipation of Lucian's Day when the Red Princess walked in, accompanied by no other than Bramos the Wanderer. We knew not who she was, but Bramos told us the tale of the Red Majesties and how they would engender the return of the great Red Dragons. No sooner had we fallen to our knees in reverence than the ground shook, monsters howled for blood, and fires raged around us. Many a great noble perished in that sudden hell. As for myself, I'm glad I survived long enough to collect what treasures I could, as the Red Princess would surely have wished. Surely you might find something useful among them? Oh, it was devastating, to be sure. But what good does mourning do for either the living or the dead? I found a spot of fortune in the flames. It would be wrong to squander it, yes?
I've spotted something. That hatch won't open easily with the weight of all that water on top of it.
The water
noises
Now we'll see
and
what Ken was
falls
hiding.
on Lord Ken's command.
As you near the garden, the rustling of leaves and branches turns to an insidious murmur. The closer you listen, the clearer the whispers become.
Source in the air. He must be near. Kem. The doctor sends his regards.
The doctor has some explaining to do.
Prepare!
The frog blinks slowly, considering you with shrewd and beady eyes. After a pointed pause, he opens his mouth, flicking his tongue out to catch an unfortunate fly right from the tip of your boot.
Another blow-in. And this used to be such a nice neighborhood. Let me tell you, it was once majestic here. But recently, some bad elements have been appearing. Kids rampaging in the pool, splashing about, doing Lucian knows what underwater, and scaring all the flies away. Lethal plants. And then there are the self-styled heroes like you charging in there, thinking they're just gonna cut down that demonic foliage with a slice or two. Not likely. You heard me, mister. You're part of the problem. I tell you, I've had quite enough. Quite.
With that, the frog turns his back to you with disdain. Three owls in the enclosure stare you down blankly, fluffing their feathers and blinking in turn.
Jimmy, prithee wake thyself.
The owl addressed as Jimmy lies motionless on the ground, looking for all the world like he's stone cold dead.
Aye, aye, buck thyself up, Jimmy lad. We are blessed with a visitor. Deceased? Bunkum, sweet Jimmy is just resting his eyes. Sir must be aware that one often needs a small nap after a large dinner, and Jimmy just ingested a banquet. Kem! Lord Kem! Finest paladin in all the land. Right, Jimmy?
A beak never goes empty for long in Kem's house.
Jimmy? What is it we do?
Oh, blast and bother, Jimmy. Show some civility to our esteemed visitor, won't you?
Jimmy remains dead, uninterested in answering petty questions about the world of the living. Spying some blood on Jimmy's beak, you pry it open to investigate. Inside, you see a human finger. A few sharp tugs, and you've pulled a severed human hand loose, partially pecked. You don't need to be a genius to surmise that Jimmy choked on his dinner.
Sir! Quit thy poking and prithee leave yon Jimmy alone. Our lad will ruffle up his feathers in his own sweet time.
As you gingerly pack the rotting appendage in your backpack, you have occasion to wonder, not for the first time on this journey, what in the void am I doing?
Fare thee well!
The spirit of the owl, known as Jimmy, hops heavily from claw to claw, squinting up at you over his bulging, fluffy cheeks.
I don't know what just happened, but I do know that I can't taste anything. And that is the worst feeling in the whole world.
The owl's eyes go wide and round as his roly-poly body.
What? What? No more treats from Kem? No more tasty treats? Indeed, and quite delicious it was too. Kem always liked me the best. He gave me lots of treats like that. Those others with their fancy names, he never gave them treats like me.